So GTA 6 released a second trailer, but not but that was only after the disappointing but understandable announcement of a delay of over a year to May 26th, 2026. But, they gave us a trailer, hold us over, and a website chock full of new details. But, before I go through the website, I want to hear what you thought of the trailer.
I thought the trailer was super cool. I'm usually not very big into GTA, but it did make me very, very excited, even in
I
spite
feel like
of.
this might be the GTA to get to.
Yeah, because I was San Andreas, so to me, San Andreas is peak. I know it has its problems, but it's the most nostalgic for me. And after that, all the ones that came after weren't really interesting to me. I've always been more of a Saints Row kind of individual, but this looks like it's up my alley for sure.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The it looks insane, and apparently it's running on a base PS5, which
Really?
depending on how this runs on base PS5, I don't think I'm ever gonna get the PS5 Pro. Like if I have to, I will, but if I don't, I'm not, and I'll just wait for the PlayStation 6. Um,
Right.
and yeah, this game looks awesome. Rockstar is known for using in-engine footage for their cinematic trailers, so the rumor is that this is exactly how the game will look in gameplay, which is insane. But
Very insane.
now on to the website where we get a bunch more information about the game's story and the characters. First, we got a plot synopsis. Jason and Lucia. First off, you should go to the website. It's a really cool website. Um,
I am. I am.
Jason, and you need to see the images too, so we can talk about them as they go, because there's a lot of really,
For sure.
really good
For sure. For
images in
sure.
there. So, Jason and Lucia have always known the deck is stacked against them. But when an easy score goes wrong, they find themselves on the darkest side of the sunniest place in America, in the middle of a criminal conspiracy stretching across the state of Leonida, forced to rely on each other more than ever if they want to make it out alive. Confirming, it takes place in the entire state, the fictionalized version of Florida, not just Vice City, which is their version of Miami. So
Mhm.
first we see Jason Duval, who they start with in a trailer, which shout out to sexualizing men, okay? That sounds
For
wild.
sure.
But
Okay.
they just start off with this sexy man, rippling
Mm.
muscles, sweating, glistening, and him getting, catcalled by Whooping like for the first 20 seconds of this trailer.
As they should.
Shout out to
As
them
they
for
should.
that because they did that because they knew later on they were going to show Lucia's ass every chance they got. But we'll get to
Hmm.
that.
For sure.
Every chance they got, they showed. um,
Mm.
so Jason Duval. Jason wants an easy life, but things just keep getting harder. I almost made a joke. I'm not. Jason grew up around grifters and crooks. After a stint in the army trying to shake off his troubled teens, he found himself in the Keys doing what he knows best, working for local drug runners. But it might be time to try something new. Meeting Lucia could be the best or worst thing to ever happen to him. Jason knows how he'd like it to turn out, but right now it's hard to tell.
Website design is fire.
Yeah. Next we have Lucia Caminos. Lucia's father told her to fight as soon as she could walk. Life has been coming at her swinging ever since. Fighting for her family landed her in Leonida Penitentiary. Sheer luck got her out. Lucia's learning her lesson. Lucia's learned her lesson. Only smart moves from here. More than anything, Lucia wants the good life her mom has dreamed of since their days in Liberty City. But instead of half baked fantasies, Lucia is prepared to take matters into her own hands. So people have been assuming that possibly we might get a whole nother map in this game that is Liberty City.
That would be a
Because Lucia
banger.
is from Liberty City, and it would be insane if on top of all of Florida, we got goddamn Manhattan, New York.
Right.
That would be insane, but also dope. Fresh out of prison and ready to change the odds in her favor, Lucia's committed to her plan, no matter what it takes.
Mm.
So next we have some side characters. But I guess before we get into that, actually, let's talk about
Mm.
let's just talk about these characters right here. GTA characters that genuinely love each other are a rarity, and we're getting that
For
with
sure.
the dual protagonists of Jason and Lucia. Everything we see in this trailer is a lot of them fucking, and and robbing people. Um,
And you know what? Good for them. Good for them.
yeah, very Bonnie and Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
Most romances in GTA are superficial, extremely toxic, and just mild and just full of sexism.
I was
So
gonna say there's a lot of infidelity in
yeah,
GTA from what I've noticed,
well,
isn't there?
yes, but
Oh.
we're gonna get into that. So it's refreshing to see a couple that genuinely loves each other. But there will
Hmm.
definitely, there will definitely be strife and conflict because any good romance story needs it. But it seems like they'll have a decent relationship compared to previous, GTA protagonists. However, you will absolutely be able to cheat because going on dates and sleeping with prostitutes are a serious staple, and I don't think they're going to remove it for the sake of the story of
Yeah,
this game.
fair.
So it's probably going to be a part of the game that you can cheat with both characters, and I wonder how they're going to handle that. Are they just going to make them polyamorous or something? Like, what's going to happen? How are they going to make this work?
Right.
Um, Also, all signs lead to one of them being a cop, and naturally, Jason is suspect number one, Mr. White Man.
Oh yeah,
But
white man, ex-military. That's
yeah,
like
but
that's like
they
cop 101.
they could subvert us and make it Lucia, or neither. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, going to the side characters. First, we have Cal Hampton, Jason's friend and fellow associate of Brian's. Cal feels safest hanging at home, snooping on Coast Guard comms with a few beers and some private browser tabs open. And it seems like he is a conspiracy theorist. Uh, Cal is at the low tide of America and happy there. Casual paranoia, loves company, but his friend Jason has bigger plans. Next character we have
Okay,
is Booby Ike.
it's a crazy name, respectfully.
Booby is a local Vice City legend and acts like it. One of the few to transform his time in the streets into a legitimate empire, spanning real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. Booby's all smiles until it's time to talk business. Booby might seem like he's just out for himself, but it's his partnership with the young aspiring music mogul, Drake Wan, for Only Raw Records that he's most invested in. Now they just need a hit. And next we have Draquan Priest. Draquan was always more of a hustler than a gangster. Even when he was dealing on the streets to make ends meet, breaking into music was the goal. Now that he's signed the Real Dimes, Draquan's days of booking acts into Booby's strip club might be numbered as he sets his sights on the Vice City scene. And next we have Real Dimes. Baylux and Roxy, aka Real Dimes, have been friends since high school. Girls with the savvy to turn their time shaking down local dealers into cold hard cash via spicy rap tracks and relentless social media presence. One hit away from fame, an early hit single with local rapper Downplay took Real Dimes to new heights. Now, after 5 years and a whole lot of trouble, they're signed to Only Raw Records, hoping lightning can strike twice. And next we have Raul Batista. Confidence, charm, and cunning. Raul's a seasoned bank robber, always on the hunt for talent, ready to take the risks that bring the biggest rewards. Raul's recklessness raises the stakes with every score. Sooner or later, his crew will have to double down or pull their chips from the table. And lastly, we have Brian Heder. Brian's a classic drug runner from the golden age of smuggling in the Keys. Still moving product through his boatyard with his third wife, Lori. Brian's been around long enough to let others do his dirty work. Brian's letting Jason live rent-free at one of his properties, so long as he helps with local shakedowns and stops by for Lori's sangria once in a while. And the bottom of the website is cool.
That is a banger.
Yes,
I always love a Trump shot.
yeah, it's like a goddamn Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. It's my weakness. It's my weakness. I swear.
It's so good. But yeah, this sounds
Also,
awesome. Yeah, what you can say?
can we talk about the black hair
Yes,
physics
that's what I
for
wanted
her?
to talk about.
Listen, it goes so hard.
Now when they add online, this game is for sure about to have the most expansive and the best black hair options in a character creator ever. And
I'm saying,
and like this game is already projected to be the biggest like media release ever when it comes to movies, video games, whatever, just in general. And it's going to be industry changing. And hopefully part of that industry changing thing is stepping up the black hair game in video games and having
Right.
people see how good the black hair is in this game, and taking inspiration from that and doing better in their own projects.
No more excuses for the Killmonger cut. If GTA can do it, you can do it too.
But yeah, now I want to get into the state of the United itself. We see some postcards about the city itself, and I'm going to read some of them. So we have Vice City itself, the glamour, hustle, and greed of America captured in a single city. Each neighborhood has something to offer, from the pastel Art Deco hotels and bright white sands of Ocean Beach to the bustling panaderies of Little Cuba and the bootleg brands of the Chishawaka flea market. Out to the VC port, the cruise ship capital of the world. That's Vice City, the place where, a lot of people are going to spend most of their time. And then next we have Leonida Keys. Life in this tropical archipelago isn't flashy, but it's easy. Get your buzz on and pull up a deck chair, but look out, you're right on the doorstep of some of the most beautiful and dangerous waters in all of America. I really hope this game has a hunting system as fleshed out as Red Dead Redemption 2. That would be
That
really
would be
fun.
a banger. Oh, you know what? You just reminded me. That was another thing that I got into, but I'll get into it maybe later.
I mean, same developer, so we can definitely get into that. Um,
Yeah.
you never know what lies beneath the surface, or, well, grass rivers. You never know what lies beneath the surface of this primordial expanse. The gators may be the most famous attraction, but there are far deadlier predators and weirder discoveries among the mangroves.
Oh, that's where all the Florida men live.
Yeah. Next, we have Port Gellhorn. Cheap motels, shutdown attractions, and empty strip malls won't bring the tourists back, but there's a new economy in this once popular vacation spot. It's fueled by malt liquor, painkillers, and truck stop energy drinks. Jump on a dirt bike and hold onto your wallet.
That's just Baltimore, respectfully.
That's insane. That's insane work. How dare
It's
you
true.
do us like that? Um,
It's true though.
next we
As a
have
person who lives in Inner Harbor, it's true.
Ambrosia. In the heart of Leonida, American industry and old school values still reign supreme, whatever the cost. The Allied Crystal Sugar Refinery provides the jobs, while the local biker gangs provides almost everything else. And I believe that is the wait, nope, one more. Mount Caliga National Park. A national landmark up against the state's northern border, Mount Caliga offers prime hunting, fishing, and off-road trails in the lush surrounding backwoods. Hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals live far from the prying eyes of the government. This is a place where we'll be able to hunt stuff. But what are you going to say about Red Dead Redemption 2?
Hey, me and my girlfriend started playing it, and I'm loving it.
Oh,
so
you finished the
far.
first one?
Kind of.
Oh, you didn't even finish the first one?
Oh wait.
Did you get to the
No.
epilogue?
No.
What? You just decided to play the second
I
one?
know. This was not my decision. This was the girlfriend's decision.
Well, at least it's a prologue, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or not a prologue, it's a
her
prequel.
reasoning. Yeah, that was her reasoning. She's like, I'm gonna see what happens first in the prequel, and then we'll move on, do the second. And that makes sense to me. That's usually how I play games like that. But also, we were at kind of an impasse.
It's gonna be
with
hard
Red
to go
Dead
back.
1, where it's yeah, it's gonna be very hard to go back, because that's the whole reason we started playing 2 when we did, because 1 is just there's just nothing. We were enjoying it, but not as much as we're enjoying 2 right now.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is so good. And as you play it, think about all of the cool stuff in that and how that can add to Red Dead Redemption. GTA 6. Because a lot of those systems are for sure going to come back or be evolved, or come back and be evolved in GTA 6.
I hope so.
The fact that you can talk to anybody and either antagonize them or be nice to them. Imagine how much more expansive that's going to be in GTA 6, especially when there's going to be such a much larger population of people. God, it's going to be so good. I imagine that you'll probably also be able to ride horses in this game at some point. You're probably going to be able to get a horse.
That would be a banger!
Because they put a lot of work into that horse tech and scanning actual real horses and doing motion capture with real horses. They're probably going to put horses in this game.
They're not going to put that. Yeah.
This game just looks so exciting. There's been conversations about if this will hurt the industry, and then because it's like, oh, it's this big game and like nothing's gonna be able to like be as good as it. And top end is like a lot of
That's
people have
true.
met like the the opposite response where it's like, no, this will be really good for the game industry because people who haven't played games in 20 years are going to buy a $500 $600 console just to play this game.
This-
And
Right.
if somebody's
Like
gonna
this is
and nobody's gonna spend that much money on a console and then decide they're never gonna play any other game again. So they're also gonna be like, you know what, I paid $600, might as well get something else, and therefore helping the industry. There's a good like so many people who have a PS4 but haven't had a reason to upgrade are going to upgrade because of this. This game is going to sell so many PlayStations and Xboxes. It's going to be
it's
insane.
printing money, basically.
And that's going to result in more people playing other games. So ultimately, this will hopefully be good for the industry because it's going to result in, you know, people playing different games because they're going to buy a whole new console just to play this. Yeah, this is exciting. I'm so excited for this game. I'm excited to see gameplay. I need gameplay. Why do they got to be so cagey? The game comes out in a year. Just show us something.
They're scared. They're like, what if we show off the gameplay and it's not perfect and then we lose all the traction?